first, this one in here. The main mistake, as I corrected a few people, is what I said at the start, making, that's obviously incorrect. That's like a slap across the face sort of thing. It'll sting, but it won't do any penetrating damage. So make sure that your force, see, practice the strike like this. So what you saw me doing then before, the hand does end up over here. It doesn't stay on the bag, obviously, because my next strike's going to come through. But just practicing this one strike by itself, I can leave my hand there because I don't have to worry about the other hand. So get the strike right like that, and then all you've got to remember is do the same strike, but then quickly move it out of the way. That's the principle. I'm not striking sideways. My strike is going straight into his body, and basically it's going and then moving to the side. But it obviously happens so quickly it looks like your hand is sliding to the side. Make sure, of course, you're not starting like this, because that's just going to be that kind of power, and don't start like this and stay like that. The whole idea is using your body to bring the power through. So start with your body kind of 90 degrees to the bag, and then finish with your body into the bag. And the most important thing is that your arms are like complete rag dolls. Like that. It's fairly important also to keep your feet fairly close in when you're doing the strikes. Don't sort of start back here and end up in a big low stance. All the fighting stuff that we do in the internal arts is based upon a smaller stance, because that's as you attack to the street essentially. You want to be able to hit someone straight away, which is what we're going to move on to later in the class. I've got a lot of stuff I wanted to teach here. It's always the way whenever I come to classes. I've got like 5 different things that I want to teach you, but I'm not sure if we'll get through all of them, of course. But yeah, one of the main principles with the internal arts is we always stand in these kind of stances, like that, as opposed to any sort of a long stance. You'll see these kind of stances in forms, of course. That's for the health side of stretching and flexibility. But everything that we do in the fighting area, any strikes that we're doing, we're keeping the feet all in like this, for the principle of guarding your groin and, of course, keeping yourself mobile, because the internal arts are all about invasion. Of course, if you're fighting someone a hell of a lot smaller than yourself, you can just plow through the middle and do your work. But we always assume the worst case scenario. So you've got someone bigger than yourself. If you're going to attack me, I'm not going to stand here and hold my ground because you're bigger than me. I'm a little taller, but you're twice as wide as me. So I'm not going to stand here and fight you hand on hand. I'm going to get over here and poke you in the eye, sort of thing. So that's the principle. And my class in Swansea, in fact, just had a light bulb go on in their head the other day when I was teaching them knife defence. And I was just doing a simple thing by where, basically you come in there and we were just doing this block down like this and just come in here. It's a simple little method. But what I started doing with them was, rather than just doing the one jab and, okay, happy with that, I started, as soon as they hit it, if they weren't quick enough coming here, I'd come back in. So as soon as I hit that, boom, it got me back in there. What was happening was they were hitting the block, going for the strike, but then realising, so obviously going for another block. That's the most important thing, not to get stuck with the knife, which is fine, that's a good principle. But what some of the guys are doing, they'd go like that. And now you can see, if you push on my arm, I've got no leg there, and I'm going to go back. And that's what happened. Every single time I went, I just arm power, just went, they fall off balance. As soon as I just said, just do that. One tiniest little thing. As soon as I did that, now you push, and I'm stuck, rooted into the ground. So obviously I'm going to keep moving, I'm just going to hold his arm, but the principle is there. Of course, no matter what sort of stance you're in, there's always going to be that place where there's no leg. So, if you push me here, there's no leg behind me, that's always going to be there. The difference being, if I'm in a stance like this, and you push right into my centre, it's going to take me a lot of time and effort to change where my legs are. Whereas if I'm in a stance like this, so if you push me like right there, where there's no leg, I can very quickly move my feet and get around. So I can reposition my body so that his force is always going down through my legs, rather than where there's no leg. So that's why we keep the small stance with everything that we do. So we're coming in here, just start over here, like that, and straight into the bag. Try to get it, as I said, this is a centrifugal strike, so you've got a little bit more distance as opposed to the Farjing strikes, which are closer range. But don't do it to the extent of having to take a step into the movement. Start here, by where it's just going to be a twist of the body, like that. That's where you should be able to get the power. Just from there on the back leg, into the front leg, from there, like that. And just totally dead arm. Keep your knees bent down, and like that. So just worry about the first one for now, and then we'll